I build a lot of these houses in my survival world, and I keep getting asked, hey, how do you make those? Well, today I'm going to show you how to build them, so let's get right to it. These are the blocks that you're going to need to build this whole thing. We've got a few laid out here at the top, which are the blocks for the actual building, and the ones laid out just below those are all the blocks you need for the roof. So we're going to get started by getting the layout right, and that is going to be 5 blocks wide by another 9 blocks wide. So if you have a look at that, you can see 3 blocks, and then of course over here, another 1 block in the middle of those. Then what we want to do is on each of these pillars, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That wasn't including this bottom one. So if we include the bottom one, it is 8. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that should be the same height there. And we'll do the same for the back ones. The next thing we are doing is getting the height of the floor in, and I'm going to leave 1 block at the bottom there and get it 1 block just above the ground here. So we're going to go ahead and lay out the oak logs around here, and that creates just a little bit of a different look to this building as well, getting the oak and the spruce, the stripped spruce in there. They work well in terms of colors and also in terms of being very different textures as well. Then we just put in our slabs for our floor here, and that of course is just to be a little bit cheaper because we're not going to see what's underneath there, and we may as well use slabs. Then once we've got the slabs in, we're going to get to the walls, and this is going to be where we start laying out the real base of this building. So we go back to our stripped spruce, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's going to be 1 below that one there, and 2 from this side, and we're going to do it again over here. And of course, a lot of these things are going to be done on both sides, so we'll have to do another 5 blocks on this other side here, and you can pretty much assume if one thing's on one side, it's going to be on the other side. And the only real exception to that is the front door and the back of the house. So then we'll come over here and we'll put in the window, which is going to be a full block over there, 2 fences, and then an upside down staircase, followed by another 2 spruce planks just like that. And that is going to be a very cheap, easy window, and it really complements this building quite well. Now here's where we're going to start having to figure out which side we want to be our front door. So if we go up here, we go 1, 2, 3 blocks, and on the 4th block, we're going to put in one of these and put one of these on the other side here. And if we assume that this over here is going to be our front door, then on this side, what we want to do is go in the middle here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 blocks high over there. And that is going to be our pillar for our staircase, which we may as well just quickly put in. So if we have a look here, we'll try and work out where we want our second floor to be, and that will be on this block over here. So we cut this staircase in half, and that over there will be the height of our second story. Now for us to get our staircase to work for this, what we need to do is put in a staircase here, put in a slab over here, and then of course another slab on this one, which is 1 up from that other one over there. Then another staircase on this one, a slab that is actually different. So this one's going to be on this level, whereas this slab was on 1 below that one. And then just to top it off, we're going to go ahead and put in either a staircase or a slab. Really, it doesn't matter on this one. You can see both of them would work. I like the staircase, so I'll go ahead and leave the staircase in there, and then we can just fill in the rest of this top layer over here. Of course, we haven't filled in the walls yet, but they will come in due time. What we want to do here is just get our front door laid out. So we'll just get a few different stone blocks, lay them out there, and then we'll also put in our railing on the outside here, just so that nobody falls off the edge, and 1 on the inside there, and that should be a nice, easy front entrance. Now, what we're going to do is something on this side, but not on the other side, and that is putting in our front door. And we want to put this 1 block in from these here. So you can see we go step in 1 block, and then we'll put in another one of these upside down dark oak stairs, and that over there will be our first part of our door, and you'll start seeing it all come together once we start getting our wall and stuff in. Now the reason we push this door in 1 over here is so that we get this nice little overhang when we put our wall in over there. So you see that? It kind of just steps in, looks a little bit nicer than if we had it all the way on the edge here. But on the back end of this, of course, we've got our staircase here. So for this one, what we want to do is just to fill it in like that. And the same will go for these side walls where we go up all the way to this height right over here, and we'll leave those ones open, and we'll go and do that on all of the sides over here. And then once we've got this in, we'll just ignore those for now. We can start getting in our front walls, and this is where we're going to switch over to a bit of stone, and we can mix things up a little bit. You know, I'm going to be using a bit of andesite, a bit of cobblestone, and also some normal stone, just the normal smooth stone, just to fill this in real nicely. So once we've got those in, we can put our upstairs windows in. So that is some dark oak stairs, 2 fences, and then some dark oak stairs upside down. And then to get the walls to the correct height, we're going to put in another 2 blocks on top of that. And that should actually be perfectly in line with that one there. So we'll do the same thing on this side, and then we will go ahead and get in the roof. Now for the roof, I have got an entire video dedicated to building these roofs, and the link to that is in the description, and it shows you how to build the roof that we're going to be using on here, block for block. It's the exact same size. Now, of course, I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but I will show you where we're going to start off. And if you check out my other video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about of where we're going to put these blocks to get started on this roof. While I'm putting this roof on, it's a good time for me to remind you that if you do like this building, please do leave a like on this video, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And now something to remember about this house is that you can switch these blocks out. And really, this roof looks great with pretty much any block. I guarantee you that as long as a block has stairs and slab variants, you'll get it to work with this roof. So once you've got this entire house built, go have another go at another one with some other blocks. I am positive it'll look good. Oh, look at that now. That is really, really looking good. Now, of course, there are a few little things which we can do to really make this pop off real well. The first thing is to come around to these windows, put a few slabs down there, a few grass blocks on top, and you can get some real good planter boxes in here by just making a little simple thing like this, putting on some plants, and of course, bam, you got yourself a pretty good look inside there. The other thing you can do is to put in a chimney up the top here, and I think it works super well. So you get your 2 blocks in there, 1 block on top, and you can go a bit taller than this, but I like to keep them a little bit lower because else they look like they stick out just a little bit too far away from the roof. But if we put them in there, you can see we've got ourselves another good looking house right there. And of course, just to top off a few things, you could put in a few bushes around the place and really just make it look like it is stuck into the ground. And it is, of course, a nice cottage in the woods or something like that. That's kind of what I picture it. But if you want to go even further, I also have another trick, and that is to come in here with some stripped birch and just get it around here so it looks nice and textured. So once you get it in a few little random spots like that, maybe I've gone a little bit too far there, we'll just do 1 or 2, just a little bit like that. And I know it looks a little bit weird at first, but you got to believe in yourself. As soon as you do a few of these, take a step back, check how you're going. Maybe you want to take it back a bit like this, as I'm doing right here, and you can see. Look at that. Just that little bit there makes a good difference to really break up this wall. And of course, you can do it to the roof. But if you want to do it to the roof, you got to be a bit smarter about it. You see, you got to get in these blocks here where they're full blocks and not where they're either stairs or slabs. But you can see when they are slabs, for instance, there, it just wouldn't work. It wouldn't make sense. So, of course, that's what you're going to have to do. Just go around there and keep this very subtle. If I can give you any advice on this one, it's to not go too wild with it because it does start to get a little bit too much. Subtlety is definitely the key. Another thing to keep in mind if you are using these strip blocks is when you get to a corner, make sure you use these ones with the capped off ends. So that is the stripped wood, not the stripped log. And of course the log works for everything else, but the wood just makes the ends look a little bit better because if you do the log, it's got this little piece on the end there. No one likes that. That looks way better. And of course, your house will as well. I might have gone a bit wild on the roof. We'll just take that back a notch, but as soon as you step back, it's got a little bit more character, and it really does work. Of course, there is a whole bunch more to be done on the inside, but I will leave all of that up to your imagination. So thank you very much for joining me here today. I hope this has helped you, and I'll see you in the next one.